Over the years, there's so much study to say that, retention of employees and having a great employee experience is about way more actually than pay. And while some of you might not realize that, those of you that are very young or whatever might not know that, but actually it's all the things around the edges that really matter. So if you get paid great money, but you work in a toxic environment, and we've had people like that come to work here, coming out of toxic environments, coming out of environments where there's no support, nobody really cares, and they're just throwing money at you, it doesn't really work, right? So not to say that you don't want loads of moolah thrown at you, we all want that. But obviously it's my job as well to balance what we can do with how the company's doing, the growth, and like I said, a rising tide lifts all ships. So over the last while, we have grown, we have done well. And that's not to say that every time we grow, we're going to do a pay reset. I need to be clear about that. I think where this is actually coming from is when we were smaller as a company, we attracted great people. Our culture has attracted great people. But I always wanted to be, if we want to be world class, I kind of needed to reset the salaries based on market. And I'd like to get us slightly above market. I mean, in terms of salary packages, I know we're not really there yet, but I think we've made huge inroads in actually doing that. And for some people, we are actually quite high above market. So to be world class across everything, but I need to steer the ship. It takes time. We did the first reset earlier in the year, and then I looked at the numbers again. We listened to the feedback. We saw what was happening in the market there's a lot of strife going on around the world, obviously inflation, things like that. And we did the numbers. I mean, Mona and I sat for hours on calls trying to crunch numbers for this to figure out, could we pay for it? What would it do? All that kind of thing. And we have just hired a financial controller. Sof came to join us a few months ago, and he's been doing deep work with me. He's giving me headaches daily, good headaches and bad headaches, because he's asking all the really hard questions, and I'm like, I don't know. It's like this question. So he has really helped, and he'll be helping to steer things as we move forward as well. So I specifically wanted the pay reset to happen today, for it to drop into your accounts today so that you feel the love, not just from the town hall and the food and everything, but that payday has a little prize in it. The only thing I do want to highlight though is there are lots of unintended consequences when we do something like a pay reset, right? So even things I didn't anticipate, I didn't know about, or we didn't think through, or we did think through, but we didn't know. Some of you are going to fall into different tax brackets. All of a sudden, some of you are going to go, hold on a second, what's this, right? So those are issues, right, that are there. They're outside of our control, but one of the next steps I really want to take with this is to do some education, and I'm working with SOC and the People Ops team to think about how can we do a masterclass that actually teaches you more deeply about the tax system in the Philippines as it relates to you personally, so that you can feel more empowered and feel more knowledgeable about the things that actually are outside our company's control, basically, that we just have to do. And we're always looking at ways. I actually just said to Sheila today, I was like, we will fight tooth and nail to be tax efficient for everyone, but we cannot be tax evasive. So we are an ethical company. One of our core values is we do the right thing always. And with that comes sometimes the painful transparency of being very, very detail focused and very pernickety with our finances and saying, well, that tax is tax. However, we are always looking for ways to make sure that everyone is tax efficient, which is a way of saying we want to take it right to the edge of what you're able to do and make sure that we're always fighting on your behalf where we can. So well done, everyone, well deserved. And I want to also just finish on a point for the support teams. It's coming, hang in there. I don't want you to feel like you're left out. I don't want you to feel like, it's always the client-facing VAs. And actually, you're right, it has been. But a bit like our focus on the night owls now, there was a focus on the client-facing VAs over the last year because, the client-facing VAs are out in the front line. They are out like representing the brand in front of the client, managing lots of different stakeholders. And the support teams do a brilliant job of supporting them in that role. But the next line is obviously coming back to talk to you guys. So hang in there.